Hi there, you're watching Nightline with me, Natasha Busst. News making the headlines. EPF declares 6.3% dividend for 2024, the highest in 7 years. And foreign funds expected to return as global uncertainties ease. Good morning. The Yang di-Pertuan Agong Sultan Ibrahim and Raja Permaisuri Agong Raja Zarit Sofia have extended their Ramadan greetings to all Muslims in Malaysia. Their Majesties conveyed their greetings through a post on Sultan Ibrahim Sultan Iskandar's social media account on Saturday. They also expressed hope that Muslims in the country would take Ramadan as an opportunity to strengthen ties and assist those in need. Sultan Ibrahim also urged Muslims to pray for Malaysia's continued prosperity and protection from threats, disasters and misfortunes. Meanwhile, Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim also urged Muslims to embrace Ramadan as a time for spiritual development and for strengthening their faith and devotion. Anwar said the fasting month serves as a period of self-discipline to test one's faith and purify the soul. He said the social and humanitarian dimensions of Ramadan show the importance of compassion and the less fortunate, especially those affected by conflicts and disasters. Anwar also called on Muslims to cleanse their hearts of hatred and seek closeness to God with sincerity. Now, more than 16 million members of the Employees Provident Fund, EPF, will receive a dividend of 6.3% for both conventional and Sharia savings, the highest payout in 7 years. For the first time, the dividend rate for Sharia savings matches that of conventional savings, underscoring the strength of Sharia-compliant investments. The EPF has allocated a total of 73.24 billion ringgit for its 2024 dividend distribution, with over 63 billion ringgit for conventional savings and the remainder for Sharia savings. This also marks the first year EPF has fully separated its conventional and Sharia savings portfolios, each with its own investment strategy.
Membuat strategi yang berasingan berlainan sikit mengikut pasaran dan aset yang ada di dalam kedua-kedua dana, dan itulah target kita adalah in the long term kadar dividen akan lebih kurang sama. Dari tahun ke tahun mungkin berbeza, secara koinsiden tahun ni sama.
Commenting on the EPF's performance last year, its Chief Executive Officer, CEO Ahmad Zulkarnain, said total income grew by over 11%, while the fund's total investment assets, Asia's fifth largest pension fund, reached 1.25 trillion ringgit. Of this, 63% was invested in the domestic market, contributing nearly 50% of total investment income. Meanwhile, global assets generated 50.3% of total investment income. The EPF also saw a significant rise in voluntary contributors last year, surpassing 1 million members. Overall contributions increased by 11% to 108.22 billion ringgit. Members will be able to check their latest EPF statements beginning Sunday. Meanwhile, the EPF has attributed the higher dividend rate to Malaysia's strong economic growth.
Jadi kadar ekonomi tumbuhan GDP di Malaysia juga agak bagus dengan 5.1%. Inilah faktor-faktor yang menyebabkan dividen kita naik daripada 5.5 kepada 6.3 tahun ni.
In addition, both domestic and global equity markets played a key role in boosting returns. Last year, the FBM KLCI rose 12.9%, while global equity markets surged 17%. In 2024, equities accounted for 67% of EPF's total investment income, while fixed income investments contributed 29%. Now, analysts view regular salary increments as a method towards helping employees to contribute more to their EPF savings. Economist Professor Dr. Ahmed Razman Abdul Latif highlighted that limited disposable income has hindered individuals from making additional contributions to their retirement savings.
So what's important now, as what EPF has already said, that the main focus is to make sure that the salary that the workers are earning can progress higher from yearly basis. We have seen such increase in the minimum wages and also the introduction of progressive wage policy. But most importantly is for the other workers in either in a public or private sector to continuously receive a higher salary on yearly basis to further supplement the contribution to EPF.
Following the EPF's strong dividend payout last year, contributors are surely wondering about what to expect for this year's returns. According to the pension fund, dividend performance in 2025 will highly depend on several global challenges.
Tak boleh predict dividen akan jadi berapa untuk 2025. Tetapi tahun 2025 ada beberapa cabaran dari segi risiko geopolitik, risiko international trade dengan mungkin tarif yang akan dibuat oleh Amerika Syarikat.
He added that the current risk environment has heightened in comparison to 12 months ago. For Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, the EPF's achievement has been driven by the rapid growth of Malaysia's capital market despite challenges in the global economy. Anwar said it reflects investor confidence in the Madani government's pro-growth and investor-friendly policies. In a post on Facebook, the Prime Minister explained that this confidence was also supported by fiscal reforms under the Madani economic framework, which promote inclusive and sustainable growth for the people. He emphasized that with the increasing confidence in the country's economy, the government will ensure that the benefits of economic growth can be felt by all. Meanwhile, Second Finance Minister Datuk Seri Amir Hamzah Azizan said the strong and competitive dividend rates achieved by the EPF for 2024 demonstrate the fund's resilience and commitment to ensuring its members' financial security in retirement. As a former EPF CEO, he also said that this is an achievement to be proud of, as the Sharia savings dividend rate was on par with that of conventional savings, highlighting the strength of Sharia-compliant investments. Amir Hamzah added that the increase in voluntary contributions reflects a growing awareness among Malaysians about the importance of having sufficient savings for retirement. Substantial inflows are anticipated in the Malaysian stock market during the second half of the year. Bursa Malaysia Chairman Tan Sri Abdul Wahid Omar believes that foreign funds will return once global uncertainties stabilize.
The first half of this year will be relatively volatile in the US markets and globally. But we do believe that by the second half, things should stabilize. And by that time in particular, the expectations of interest rates in the US coming down will probably materialize. And that's when we can expect some of the flows to come back into emerging markets, including Malaysia.
Abdul Wahid also said that Bursa is upholding market integrity by ensuring listed companies maintain transparency with investors.
In terms of financial reporting, we continue to require public listed companies to announce their results on quarterly basis. To us, that's important. Although some exchanges have moved towards semi-annual disclosure, we feel that that quarterly announcement is important to make sure that investors have access to the latest financial position of the company that they invest in.
Abdul Wahid said this on an episode of TV3's flagship business and financial talk show, Money Matters, which was aired on Saturday. He added that Bursa Malaysia's strong performance in 2024 has attracted major companies to invest in the local stock market, further reinforcing Malaysia's position as one of the most developed capital markets in the region. The Agriculture and Food Security Ministry acknowledges that there are currently no clear legal provisions for offenders who mix local white rice with imported white rice. As such, the ministry is working to develop legal mechanisms to better regulate the mixing of the two rice categories. The ministry said a study revealed that such activities have been going on since the 1970s, with no action taken on the matter since then. Besides reviewing the legal aspects, the ministry is also drafting comprehensive proposals for appropriate pricing of a mixed rice category for consideration by the cabinet. Studies have identified several factors contributing to the shortage of local white rice, including the structure of paddy purchasing prices, production costs, the price ceiling for local white rice, and the absence of specific legal prohibitions against the mixing of rice. Meanwhile, the government has assured that the supply of 10 kilogram of subsidized local white rice, priced at 26 ringgit per bag, will be gradually available at supermarkets nationwide no later than this Monday. According to Padi and Rice Regulatory Director General Datuk Badrul Hisham Muhammad, the special program will ensure some 40,000 metric tons or 4 million subsidized 10 kilogram rice packs will be available in the market each month.
Untuk first phase ini, kita anggarkan 70% kepada keseluruhan keperluan itu telah pun ada di dalam telah pun selesai di packingkan ataupun dipaketkan dan bersedia untuk penjualan ya. Dan ada baki itu sikit sebanyak lagi kita sedang uruskan dengan satu dua hal perkara berkaitan dengan teknikal, kita akan masuk dalam pasaran dalam minggu depan ya.
The special subsidized local white rice will be sold under various brands. Strict monitoring will be enforced at all levels, from millers to retailers to consumers, to ensure that the program benefits its intended recipients. Previously, Badrul Hisham had said the subsidized local white rice would be available on the market starting March 1st. The initiative is expected to benefit 400,000 heads of poor households, including 77,000 heads of hardcore poor households. A journalist with an online news portal has been arrested by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission, MACC, for allegedly soliciting and receiving 20,000 ringgit in bribes. The bribe was reportedly received from an agent that deals with foreign workers in return for not publishing 2 news articles about the agent's activities. According to the MACC, the suspect was detained at a hotel in Shah Alam at 11:30 p.m. on Friday night and has been remanded until Tuesday under Section 16, Subsection A of the MACC Act. The remand order was granted by the Putrajaya Magistrates Court.
Dia minta ruang supaya dia tidak menerbitkan 2 artikel berkait daripada seorang ejen yang menguruskan pekerja asing datang ke Malaysia. Jadi dia meminta wang itu sebagai satu balasan, dia minta wang berkenaan supaya dia tidak menerbitkan artikel.
Authorities confirmed that the money was found in the suspect's possession at the time of arrest. The graftbusters also clarified that the arrest was not related to the portal's investigative reporting on undocumented migrant workers. The online news portal had earlier reported that its journalist had been detained late on Friday night in connection with an article alleging the involvement of a Pakistani cartel smuggling foreign workers into Malaysia. The report, published on February 22nd, cited sources claiming that a former immigration officer with the title Dato was behind the cartel, which allegedly operated at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport. In Sabah, nearly 140 families were left homeless after a fire destroyed 80 wooden houses in Kampung Cempaka Likas early on Saturday morning. The blaze, which broke out at 5:41 a.m., affected 669 people from 139 families, with 1 to 2 families sharing a single house. No casualties were reported. The incident came just a day before the majority of the victims were set to welcome the Ramadan fasting month. Firefighters managed to bring the blaze under control by 7:32 a.m. and the operation concluded at 11:57 a.m. The cause of the fire and the total estimated losses are still under investigation. Also in Sabah, 2 individuals were killed in a house fire at Kampung Limbanak, Penampang on Saturday. In the 3 a.m. incident, 1 victim was electrocuted while the other was burned to death after allegedly being trapped. Penampang Fire and Rescue Station Chief Zino Tingalan said they received an emergency call regarding the incident at 3:26 a.m. A team of 19 personnel and officers, along with fire engines from Penampang and Putatan stations, were immediately dispatched to the scene to assist. The fire involved a semi-permanent house which was completely destroyed. There were 2 fatalities confirmed by medical personnel who were at the scene. The fire was brought under control by 4:31 a.m. and was fully extinguished by 8:15 a.m. Investigations are underway to determine the cause of the fire and the total estimated losses. A social media influencer was among 11 individuals arrested for alleged involvement in a brawl during a boxing tournament in Kuala Lumpur last Wednesday. According to Dang Wangi District Police Chief ACP Sulizmi Afendi Sulaiman, those arrested were aged between 17 and 28 years old. Police had received a report about the incident at 12:45 a.m. on February 26. They were remanded for 2 days to assist investigations under Section 147 of the Penal Code before being released on police bail on February 27th. Sulizmi said the investigation papers would be referred to the Kuala Lumpur Deputy Public Prosecutor's Office for further action. Azim creates another sensation. Sports when we come back.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Dia pegang sini. Abang sayangnya kau. Pada hari tanya ayah mana, abang rindu ayah. Tak nampak ayah pun, tak dengar suara ayah. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku, kuatkanlah aku sebagai seorang ibu, ya Allah. Saya penat, saya tak penat, saya kena jaga dia. Sebab dia apa? Sebab dia bergantung harap kat kita je. Ini semua kuasa Tuhan, saya kena terima.
Kenapa dia warna orange? Sebab ini kan nama dia ikan kembung sayang. Ikan kembung dari Sabah. Lepas tu ni tepung beras tau. Dah cakap beras Okey. Jangan lupa saksikan anak mama masak apa tu? Ahad ini jam 7 malam hanya di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Sihat tapi sedap. Bersama Chef Anis Nabila, tak perlu pilih. Boleh dapat dua-dua sekali.
I nak share resepi tu, tapi yang sihat. Kita menggunakan minyak zaitun dan kita masak dalam air fryer.
Cakap je nak resepi apa. Oriental, Western, dessert, semuanya ada. Resepi hebat, rasa nikmat, badan sihat dengan menu sihat Ramadan. Setiap Sabtu 12.30 tengah hari. Indahkan memori Ramadan di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Sports now, athletics, the 2025 SEC Indoor Track and Field Championships. National sprinter Muhammad Azim Fahmi secured a spot in the final of the 60-meter event in the United States after finishing second in Heat 5 on Saturday. In the race held in Texas, the 21-year-old athlete representing Auburn University clocked 6.61 seconds, finishing just 0.01 seconds behind his teammate Israel Ocon from Nigeria. The third place went to Alabama University representative Jacobin Retta from the U.S. with a time of 6.63 seconds. 2024 Asian Games bronze medalist Azim is set to compete in the final on Sunday, aiming to claim his first title of the season. Moving on to football, the German Bundesliga. Bayern Munich fought back from a goal down to maintain their place at the top of the table with a 3-1 victory at VfB Stuttgart on Friday.
The hosts took the lead in the 34th minute through Angelo Stiller, who struck a left-footed shot into the top corner from the edge of the box. It did not take long for Bayern to equalize after Michael Olise made a perfectly timed run and finished with ease in first half stoppage time. Vincent Kompany's side turned the match around 4 minutes after the hour mark when Leon Goretzka intercepted the ball from Stuttgart's defender inside the box and calmly slotted it home to give the leaders a 2-1 lead. Stuttgart made another mistake just before the end when Joscha Wagnoman attempted to play the ball back to keeper Alexander Nubel, only for Kingsley Coman to intercept it and slot it in from distance. The victory keeps the Bavarians comfortably atop the table with 61 points, 11 ahead of Bayer Leverkusen.
Still on football, the English FA Cup. Aston Villa newcomer Marco Asensio struck twice in the second half to lead the Premier League team to a 2-0 victory over second-tier Cardiff City and into the quarter-finals for the first time in 10 years on Friday.
Villa dominated the Welsh side, whose defence held firm until Asensio broke the deadlock in the 68th minute, finishing Marcus Rashford's cutback. Asensio then made the result safe in the 80th minute as he converted from Leon Bailey's cross with another pinpoint finish, securing the 2-0 win for Villa. The other fifth-round ties will be played on Saturday and Sunday, followed by the draw for the quarter-finals.
Turning to motorsports, the 2025 Thai MotoGP. Six-time world champion Marc Marquez won the sprint race at the season opening for a dream debut with the factory Ducati team on Saturday.
The Spanish great started from pole and never looked back for a statement victory in the 13-lap sprint. Second at the sweltering Gurira was younger brother Alex, with Marquez's factory Ducati teammate and two-time former world champion Francesco Bagnaia in third. It was just the second time in his career that Marquez had won a sprint, with the first coming at the Aragon MotoGP in August. Marquez now leads the championship for the first time since 2019 after collecting 12 points and will have the opportunity to stretch it further in Sunday's race.
Zelensky's meeting with Trump turns into heated exchange. The details when Nightline returns.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Dia pegang sini. Abang sayangnya tahu. Pada hari tanya ayah mana, abang rindu ayah. Tak nampak ayah pun, tak dengar suara ayah. Ya Allah, ya Tuhanku, kuatkanlah aku sebagai seorang ibu, ya Allah. Saya penat, saya tak penat, saya kena jaga dia. Sebab dia apa? Sebab dia bergantung harap kat kita je. Ini semua kuasa Tuhan, saya kena terima.
Sihat tapi sedap. Bersama Chef Anis Nabila, tak perlu pilih. Boleh dapat dua-dua sekali.
I nak share resepi tu, tapi yang sihat. Kita menggunakan minyak zaitun dan kita masak dalam air fryer.
Cakap je nak resepi apa. Oriental, Western, dessert, semuanya ada. Resepi hebat, rasa nikmat, badan sihat dengan menu sihat Ramadan. Setiap Sabtu 12.30 tengah hari. Indahkan memori Ramadan di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Kenapa dia warna orange? Sebab ini kan nama dia ikan kembung sayang. Ikan kembung dari Sabah. Lepas tu ni tepung beras tau. Dah cakap beras Okey. Jangan lupa saksikan anak mama masak apa tu? Ahad ini jam 7 malam hanya di TV3 dan stream juga melalui Tonton.
Welcome back. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky and U.S. President Donald Trump traded blows at a White House meeting that ended in disaster on Friday over the war with Russia. Zelensky was in Washington to oversee the sealing of a proposed minerals deal between Ukraine and the United States, but the leaders engaged in an angry exchange of words in the Oval Office before the world's media.
The situation escalated when Trump and his Vice President, J.D. Vance, accused Zelensky of not being grateful enough for U.S. military and political support and that he was gambling with World War III.
You're gambling with the lives of millions of people. You're gambling with World War III. You're gambling with World War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out.
The meeting ended prematurely and Zelensky was later seen leaving the White House in his official vehicle. According to a White House official, the rare earth minerals deal also went unsigned and its future now looks uncertain, with Trump showing no interest in reviving it. Later, Trump spoke to the media that the Ukrainian president did not seem like someone who wanted peace.
That was not a man that wanted to make peace. And I'm only interested if he wants to end the bloodshed. Thank you very much, everyone.
Meanwhile, European leaders lined up to show solidarity with the Ukrainian president on Friday following the stunning White House confrontation. Within a short time, prime ministers and presidents from the north, south, east and west of the continent posted on social media in support of Zelensky and Ukraine in the war against Russia's invasion.
As the first phase of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire in Gaza draws to a close, negotiations on the next stage aimed at securing a permanent truce have so far been inconclusive. This came after Hamas on Saturday rejected Israel's formulation of extending the first phase of the ceasefire instead of proceeding to the second phase as originally planned, calling it unacceptable. Hamas spokesperson Hazem Qasim said that no talks were being held for a second ceasefire phase, even as the first phase is due to expire on Saturday. He stated that Israel bears the responsibility for not starting second phase negotiations, accusing it of wanting to recover the remaining captives from Gaza while retaining the possibility of resuming the war. Talks on the second phase of the ceasefire aim to secure a comprehensive end to the Gaza fighting, including the return of captives and the full withdrawal of Zionist forces from the territory. Japan was battling its largest wildfire in more than 3 decades on Saturday, one of several blazes that have killed 1 person and forced the evacuation of more than 1,000. The Fire and Disaster Management Agency said the flames are estimated to have spread over about 1,200 hectares in the forest of Ofunato in the northern region of Iwate since the fire broke out on Wednesday. The Iwate Prefecture government issued a new order for 333 people from 141 homes to evacuate, adding that more than 4,000 residents already told to abandon their homes. Approximately 1,700 firefighters from across the country have been mobilized to battle the flames. Meanwhile, 2 other fires were also burning on Saturday, one in Yamanashi and another elsewhere in Iwate. Officials said the forest fire is the largest Japan has seen since the late 1980s. As we wrap up Nightline this time around, let's take a look as Rio de Janeiro's Samba schools paraded at the Samba Drome on the first day of the Rio's Carnival with colorful costumes decorated with feathers and glitter. With that, I'm Natasha Busst. Thank you for watching and selamat bersahur.